The birth story of Moses is a significant narrative in the religious texts of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, primarily found in the biblical book of Exodus. According to the Bible, Moses was born during a time when the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt under the rule of Pharaoh.
The story begins with the Israelites, descendants of Jacob, living in Egypt. Over time, the Israelites became numerous, which worried the Pharaoh of Egypt. Fearing that the Israelites might become too powerful, Pharaoh enslaved them and ordered the killing of all male Hebrew infants. Amidst this oppression, a Levite woman named Jochebed conceived and bore a son with her husband, Amram. Jochebed concealed the child for 3 months, fearing Pharaoh's decree. When Jochebed could no longer hide her son, she crafted a basket made of bulrushes, waterproofed it with tar and pitch, and placed the infant Moses in it. She then set the basket afloat in the Nile River, trusting God's protection. Providentially, Pharaoh's daughter discovered the basket while bathing in the Nile. She took pity on the infant and decided to adopt him as her own son. Pharaoh's daughter named the child Moses, meaning drawn out, because she had drawn him out of the water. Moses was raised in the palace as an Egyptian prince, receiving education and privileges. As Moses grew older, he became aware of his Hebrew heritage. Despite his privileged position, he felt a connection to his people and was moved by their suffering. Eventually, he would be called by God to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, a pivotal event known as the Exodus. The birth of Moses is often seen as a symbol of hope and deliverance, illustrating God's providential care and his ability to use ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary purposes. Many interpretations of the story emphasize the role of divine intervention in Moses' birth. Jochebed's decision to place Moses in a basket and set him adrift in the Nile River is often seen as an act of faith, trusting in God's protection. The fact that Pharaoh's daughter discovered Moses and decided to raise him as her own is viewed as part of God's plan to preserve Moses and prepare him for his future role as a leader and deliverer of the Israelites. The story of Moses' birth is sometimes seen as foreshadowing future events in his life and the history of the Israelites. For example, just as Moses was rescued from the waters of the Nile as an infant, he would later lead the Israelites through the Red Sea, which would part to allow them to escape from pursuing Egyptian forces. Additionally, Moses' adoption into Pharaoh's household parallels his later role as a mediator between the Israelites and Pharaoh during the Exodus. The basket in which Jochebed placed Moses has been interpreted as a symbol of protection and salvation. Some commentators see parallels between the basket and the Ark of the Covenant, which played a central role in Israelite religious practices and was believed to embody God's presence among the people. The birth story of Moses has left a lasting legacy in Jewish, Christian, and Islamic traditions. Moses is revered as one of the greatest prophets and leaders in these religious traditions, and his story continues to inspire believers around the theme of liberation and deliverance from oppression that runs throughout the story of Moses' birth resonates with people of all faiths and has been interpreted in various ways throughout history.